What up, guys? This is your boy DZD, aka the Drank Kang Purple World Entertainment, and you are live inside the Dungeon Palace Studios yet again. Let me start off by saying thank you so much for helping me cross the 1,500 subscriber mark. Thank you, guys. I can't even begin to express my appreciation for all that you guys do to support the channel, all of the comments, all of the likes, every single one of you out there that give your support. It helps me build this channel and build this producer community. That way we can have some good content, some good music. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Along those same lines, before we get started, let me shout out a few of the new subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. Popping up on the screen, you'll see these guys. Thank you so much for helping us cross this 1,500 subscriber mark. You guys are the ones that make it possible, so thank you guys. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, and this is your first time visiting us, please hit that subscribe button now. Also hit that bell notification icon. That way you can be notified every single time I post a video. I have a really informative video for you guys today. During one of my live video help sessions, we were talking about counter melodies. How to make counter melodies fit inside the beat. How many counter melodies can you have? What are counter melodies' purpose in a beat? We were discussing these particular topics and the information got so good that I figured I'd make a video on it. So big shout out to Drano, the producer. I was working with him on his live video help session and he and I made some nice hot beats on that. So shout out to you, man. That's what I'm going to be covering with you guys today. It's going to be a quick video to show you guys what's the purpose of counter melodies and exactly what they do to your beats. So hopefully after this video, you guys will get a good idea on how to lay your counter melodies down and exactly how to get those melodies to blend well with your original melodies. So without saying too much, let's hop inside the MPC software and get this thing rocking. Let's do it. All right, I got this guitar sound that's pulled up. A nice little drawn out guitar. So what I'm gonna do is drop some chords, you know, and then we're gonna kind of see if we can build something around just some simple chords. That's our chords. Now let's see if we can come up with something to just kind of clicking around this. We're gonna go kind of higher, a higher octave. That's nice. Let's drop a little reverb on that. I'm gonna put up the Akai MPC reverb. Take down the dry wet a little bit. When I use the Akai reverb, I always kind of turn up the pre-delay because I want the actual sound to kick in. The pre-delay says let the actual sound kick in and then let the reverb come in just a little bit after. That way you can get the full attack of the actual sound. You want that to kind of jump out and then you want the reverb to kind of follow that right after, like milliseconds right after. But if you turn it down, then the reverb kind of smothers the sound because the reverb and the actual sound comes in at the same time. So check it out. Versus if you turn it up a little bit, now the delay is gonna come, the reverb is gonna come a little bit afterwards. So you still get the full attack of the sound, the initial attack of the sound. Okay, so now we're going to talk about counter melodies, which is the purpose of this video. Counter melodies, think about that as like boxing. You know, you've heard of the term counter punch. When a boxer throws a punch, the other boxer counter punches, which means he allows the punch to come through and then he'll throw a punch based off of the punch that just came. That's how you got to kind of look at a counter melody. You want your melody to come through and then you want to counter with another sound. What happens is in melodies, the reason why the counter melody doesn't shine through is because both of the melodies end up playing on the same level. So pretty much you just have two melodies that's playing. One isn't countering the other. So you kind of want to let the melody shine and then counter with another sound. So to do that, you have to find the pockets of your melody. In our first melody, it stops, and you can be able to tell where it stops. Let's play it. So in those stops, in those breaks, that's where we want to have the counter melody come in. But we still want to have it just like that punch on the same level as the original melody, which means you don't want to choose an off the wall sound. You want to choose a sound that's pretty much kind of like the same, but a bit different. So that's what we're doing here. The sound that we have here is this. It's like a pluck. It's a little bit skinnier than the guitar, but if you notice, the sounds are pretty similar. See, they're pretty much similar, but the pluck is just thinner than the guitar. So we're going to use the pluck sound as our counter melody. But remember, we're going to let our melody shine through, and then we're going to let the counter melody come in with something. Let's do it. Okay, now if you notice, we have our melody playing, then a counter melody comes in. Melody playing, counter melody comes in. Still the same type of level. The sound is a bit different, but it's a little bit same. That way the melodies can kind of blend together. It's not an off-the-wall sound that we just threw in. So that's the trick of getting counter melodies to go with your melodies. The first thing is sound selection. Choose something that actually fits good with your ear. And then once you choose that sound that fits good with the actual melody and also fits good with your ear, then you have to find the pockets in your melody. That way you can kind of fill in that counter melody. Your melody plays, and then in that gap, you fill in some counter melodies. Let's listen to this one more time. You'll be able to see where the first melody stops, and then this melody comes in. With the melody playing and a counter melody playing, now you create a sense of a full entire melody that's playing. It's two separate things, but it's a full combination, and the beat doesn't sound like it's just all one thing or it's too scarce with sounds. All right, let's drop some drums on our melody, and then we're gonna see how it fits in well with that. If we got the counter melody right and we got the melody right, our drum should fit perfectly in there. So let's see if we can kind of squeeze some drums in there. So let's lay down a hi-hat pattern first, kind of get this going. Let's put it on note repeat, make sure it's on eighth. Let's do it. See if we can drop our other hi-hat in. All right, now a kick in our clap. All right, let's drop drop our 808 on the track. So let's drop that real quick. Now, the question that I get asked a lot is if you can have two counter melodies in a beat. Can two counter melodies exist in the same beat? Of course they can. The reason why is because you have to look at the second counter melody as kind of a backup instrument. You can't have it playing all over the beat exactly how the counter melody goes or exactly how the melody goes, because again, it's going to sound all jumbled. So the trick that I use is the solo method. That's what I like to call it. What I do is I go to my counter melody. My counter melody is on track 3. Okay, let's solo that and listen to it. That's the melody that's filling in where the actual melody is. It's filling in those pockets. So I solo this, and then I pick another instrument to kind of back this up. That way it works as a counter to the counter melody. It's just going to back that up. And what I mean by back that up is it may play on some of the same notes, but it's going to back it up, meaning that it's going to have very, very few notes, but it's going to drag out and just back up the actual sound. Some people use chords to do that. Some people use just instruments to do it. I'm going to use a particular instrument. The one that I have pulled up is, it's kind of like a lead sound. Kind of like a lead string sound. So that's what I'm going to use to back up the counter melody. So the way I do it again is, we're going to mute all of the tracks. We're going to mute our drum track, our melody track, the 808. We're going to mute all of that. And all we're going to do is just have our counter melody playing. And then we want our new instrument that we're going to put in. So let's make sure we have that. Okay. Now I'm going to find spots in this melody, in the counter melody that's playing, that way I can underlie these notes right in there or in between the notes. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can come up with something just freestyle and see if we can do it. So you can kind of see where these notes fit. One of the notes fall on the beat, and then the next note falls nowhere inside of the counter melody. So just listen to the first part of it. If you notice that second note that plays, that falls right in an empty space. The first note plays with the counter melody. Second note falls right in an empty space, and then I do it again. So now instead of a melody playing, you have an underlying instrument that's backing up your melody. So it serves as a counter melody to the counter melody. You have an instrument that's backing up the counter melody. And if you do it specifically this way, and you have this idea, then once you unmute all of the rest of the instruments, you'll hear exactly how it falls in. If you notice, all of the instruments, they're not jumbled. They're all spaced out. Everything has its own little space. Everything is playing where something is not playing, or it's backing up where something is playing, but you don't have all type of instruments all jumbled up. There you have it, guys. counter melodies in a nutshell. There's nothing too hard about it. It's really basic information. A counter melody is exactly what it is. It's supposed to counter your original melody. You let that melody play, and then in the pockets of that melody, you'll find where you can put a specific type of instrument. That way, it makes your melody sound nice. It counters that melody. And then if you decide to put in another counter melody, you look at that as a backup melody to your counter melody. Some of those notes may fall in the same exact place, but you space those notes out and you use very few of them. That way, it backs up your counter melody. You've just put two counter melodies inside of your beat. This is a very common technique in music. You have instruments that play off of each other. One instrument plays, another instrument plays, this instrument plays on top of it, this instrument backs it up. So hopefully from this video, you guys got a good understanding of what counter melodies do. If the video was any help to you, please hit that thumbs up button and also drop me a comment below and let me know what you do with your counter melodies. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me. If you're not already, please follow my Instagram at the Drank Kang and also follow my Facebook page at facebook.com/Dungeon Palace Studios. This is your boy DZD, aka the Drank Kang, Purple Wall Entertainment, live from the Dungeon Palace Studios, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.